Kawhi Leonard. It's a name that echoes in the halls of basketball greatness. Known for his quiet, intimidating demeanor and unshakable focus on the court, Leonard's journey from a young kid in California to one of the NBA's most respected and feared players is a story of resilience, hard work, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Let's dive into the life and career of the man they call the Claw. On June 29, 1991, Mark Leonard and Kim Robertson welcomed their son, Kawhi Leonard, into the world. As the youngest of 5 siblings, with 4 older sisters, Kawhi spent his early years in a tough neighborhood in Los Angeles, California. Growing up in this challenging environment, coupled with the support and guidance from his family, played a crucial role in shaping his character and determination. Kawhi's parents divorced when he was only 5 years old. His mother, Kim Robertson, moved to Moreno Valley, California with her children. His father, Mark Leonard, remained in Compton, where he owned and operated a car wash. Although Kawhi's parents separated early on, both of them remained present in his life. His father was an instrumental part in Kawhi's sports career, instilling in him the values of hard work and humility. Kawhi's father encouraged him to pursue football, drawing from his own background as a football player. Kawhi would go on to play wide receiver and defensive back in Riverside, California, but ultimately gave up football as a sophomore to completely concentrate on basketball. His father wasn't happy about the decision at the time, but soon recognized that Kawhi had an exceptional passion for basketball, which ultimately guided him toward that sport. However, on January 18, 2008, when Kawhi was only 16 years old, his father, Mark Leonard, was tragically shot and killed while working at his car wash in Compton. Mark was trying to close early that day to attend Kawhi's high school basketball game. Shootings are unfortunately common in Compton, but Kawhi's father's death was particularly troubling because it wasn't part of an attempted robbery, and even all these years later, it remains unsolved. Mark Leonard was only 43 years old. This devastating loss could have derailed Kawhi's life and career, but instead, it became a source of motivation. The grief and pain didn't break him. Instead, they fueled his determination to succeed and honor his father's name. Kawhi attended Canyon Springs High School in Moreno Valley before transferring to Martin Luther King High School for his junior year. It was there that he truly started to make a name for himself on the basketball court. Standing at 6'7" with an impressive wingspan, Kawhi was a force to be reckoned with, and his senior year was nothing short of spectacular. Still, believe it or not, Kawhi wasn't highly recruited by major college programs. This is partly because he wasn't flashy and didn't put up eye-popping numbers. But he had an unyielding work ethic and a quiet confidence that would soon make the world take notice. Kawhi chose to attend San Diego State University, a decision that some may have questioned at the time, but one that would prove to be pivotal in his development as a player. In the 2011 NBA draft, Kawhi was selected 15th overall by the Indiana Pacers, but was immediately traded to the San Antonio Spurs. At the time, the trade didn't make much noise, but in hindsight, it was a stroke of genius by the Spurs.
With the 15th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Kawhi Leonard from San Diego State University.
Legendary coach Greg Popovich and the Spurs saw in Kawhi what others had missed, a player with the potential to be a game changer on both ends of the floor. Kawhi's first few years in the NBA were a period of learning and growth. Under the guidance of Popovich, Kawhi absorbed everything like a sponge. He wasn't asked to be the star, but was instead asked to play his role, and he did so with a quiet efficiency that would become his trademark. In 2014, Kawhi's hard work paid off in a big way. The Spurs made it to the NBA Finals, where they faced the Miami Heat and their big three of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. The Heat were the favorites, but the Spurs, with their precision and teamwork, absolutely dismantled them in 5 games. Kawhi was a breakout star of the series, playing lockdown defense on LeBron James and delivering clutch performances on offense. He was named Finals MVP, becoming the 3rd youngest player in NBA history to win the award.
You are the 2014 Bill Russell MVP.
After the 2014 Finals, Kawhi's status in the NBA continued to rise. He was no longer just a role player. He was a full-on star. His offensive game kept evolving, and his defensive abilities earned him the nickname The Claw for his massive hands and the ability to steal the ball from even the most skilled opponents. Kawhi won back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards in 2015 and 2016, solidifying his reputation as the best defender in the league. But what made Kawhi truly special was his ability to dominate on both ends of the floor. By the 2016-2017 season, Kawhi had fully arrived as a superstar. He averaged a career-high 25.5 points per game, leading the Spurs to the second-best record in the NBA. The Spurs made it to the Western Conference Finals, where they faced the Golden State Warriors. Unfortunately, Kawhi suffered an ankle injury in Game 1, and the Spurs were swept by the Warriors. That offseason, things took a strange turn, and sadly, it was related to Kawhi's health. He suffered a mysterious quad injury that kept him out for most of the 2017-2018 season. There was a lot of speculation and controversy surrounding his injury, with reports of a rift between Kawhi and the Spurs organization. Kawhi's on-brand quiet demeanor only added to the mystery, as he rarely spoke publicly about the situation. In the end, the relationship between Kawhi and the Spurs soured, and in the summer of 2018, he was traded to the Toronto Raptors in a blockbuster deal.
And a 2019 first-round pick, league sources tell me, the Raptors and Spurs are getting on a trade call with the league office momentarily to finalize the deal.
The trade was a definite gamble for the Raptors, as Kawhi was entering the final year of his contract and would be a free agent soon. But it was a gamble that would pay off in a big way. Kawhi's singular season in Toronto was nothing short of magical. From the moment he stepped on the court, it was clear he was on a mission. The Raptors had been constant playoff disappointments, but they suddenly became a legitimate title contender with Kawhi leading the way. The 2019 playoffs were Kawhi's masterpiece. He delivered one clutch performance after another, including a Game 7 buzzer beater against the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round, a shot that will forever be etched in NBA history. With the Raptors down by 2 points and just 4.2 seconds left on the clock, Kawhi received the inbound pass, dribbled to the corner, and launched a high-arcing shot over the outstretched hand of Joel Embiid. The ball bounced on the rim 4 agonizing times before finally dropping in, sending the Raptors to the Eastern Conference Finals and the city of Toronto into a frenzy.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
But Kawhi wasn't done yet. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Raptors faced the Milwaukee Bucks, who had the best record in the NBA and the league's MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. After falling behind 2-0 in the series, the Raptors rallied to win 4 straight games, with Kawhi leading the charge on both ends of the floor. In the NBA Finals, the Raptors faced the Golden State Warriors, who were seeking their 3rd straight championship. Despite being heavy underdogs, the Raptors, led by Kawhi, defeated the Warriors in 6 games to win their first ever NBA title. Kawhi was named Finals MVP for the 2nd time in his career, becoming just the 3rd player in NBA history to win the award with 2 different teams. After his triumphant season in Toronto, Kawhi became a free agent, and the entire league was on edge, waiting to see where he would go. In a move that surprised many, Kawhi chose to return home to Los Angeles, signing with the Clippers. With Paul George in tow, the expectations were sky high for the Clippers, but Kawhi's first season with the team ended in disappointment. Despite finishing with the 2nd-best record in the West, the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets in the second round of the playoffs, a collapse that shocked the basketball world. Kawhi and the Clippers bounced back in the 2020-2021 season, making it to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history. However, Kawhi suffered a knee injury in the second round against the Utah Jazz, sidelining him for the remainder of the playoffs. Without their star player, the Clippers were eliminated by the Phoenix Suns.
Play. He grabbed the right leg right away.
He did take a step there.
Yeah. Just an awkward cut right there as he got a bump from Ingles.
What followed was a year-long absence due to an ACL injury and a very slow return to form in the 2022-2023 season. But even after seemingly healing from the ACL mishap, Kawhi continued to have problems with his body, and his repeated injuries have become a sad trademark of the last few years of his career. Even with his numerous injuries he has faced, Leonard is still one of the best players in the league, and there is no doubt about that. After years in the NBA, the Claw is still averaging 23.7 points and 6.1 rebounds, proving he's still a talented superstar, even though he's not the most talkative and outgoing. That, too, is part of his legacy. Kawhi Leonard will be remembered as a quiet, humble superstar, someone who has reached the highest heights in the league without bragging about it or making himself the center of attention. He is solely dedicated to being the best player possible and pushing himself for the betterment of his team. Kawhi Leonard's career is far from over. There are still many chapters to be written. but his mark on the game will be stamped in NBA history forever. If you like this type of content, like this video and subscribe to our channel. And in the comments below, let us know who you want us to cover next. Until then, we'll see you next time.